an effort is being made by some people in the judiciary to try to stave off this velvet revolution, if you want to call it that, being conducted by the South African and the Hindu. Among them are, there's three federal judges who have decided no, they're not going to retire because they know what vacancies would be created and who would fill those three vacancies and the kind of people he, the orange bastard, would put in those vacancies. So, the story from CNN is that a federal appeals court judge has withdrawn his intention to retire, which is taking away from the felon rapist Donald Trump the ability to make an influential civil court nomination, and the fact that the judge decided, I'm not going to retire. It has, I love this word used by CNN, enraged Senate Republicans. Oh, poor babies. They're enraged. These Christian demons are enraged. The judge I'm talking about is Fourth Circuit Judge James Wynn. He was appointed by President Barack Obama, and he told the Biden administration late last week that he was reversing his plan to take what is called senior status. That's the semi-retired status that allows the president to confirm a replacement, this is all in a letter posted on Saturday, by Republican Christian fascist North Carolina lying fuck Thom Tillis, who did behind the scenes and surreptitiously in the gerrymandering of the state of North Carolina, is one example, so that the majority of the voters in North Carolina cannot put a Democrat into these House districts where the Democrats were the majority in the district. But through the machinations of the Christian fascists, that's no longer true. It's just simply a matter of changing the lines of the districts. And all of a sudden, you get exactly what you want, even though 60% of the people may not want it, 40% of the people can make the decision. Isn't democracy a bitch? Anyway, Judge James Wynn is the third federal judge appointed by Democratic presidents to decide against retirement since the Christian fascist Nazi Christ Lord God Jesus Donald Trump was elected president. After Judge Wynn said early this year that he intended to leave the federal bench, President Biden had put forward North Carolina Solicitor General Ryan Park as a replacement. But Park, who was opposed by the Christians in his own state, and especially by Thom Tillis, never made it to the Senate floor for a vote, his nomination. And the dirty, shitty deal is there was a deal with the Senate Republicans last month where Democrats agreed not to try to confirm Park and three other circuit court nominees, and in exchange, the Christian fascists would clear the way for several Biden nominees for lower district courts to be voted on. This is why people, some of us, are so goddamn sick of the Democratic Party. Why do Democrats in the legislative branch of government continue to make deals with these fucking demonic Christians when the Democrats should know, like Charlie Brown never knew Charlie Brown never knew that Lucy was going to pull the football away just as Charlie Brown ran up and tried to kick it. Why did the Democrats never get it in their punkin' little heads that the Christian fascists in the House and the Senate are double-dealing, lying son of a bitches because they're Christians, and they will say anything to your face, and as soon as you turn around to leave, they'll put a shiv right between your shoulder blades. Why haven't the Democrats figured that out? Oh, well. Anyway, Thom Tillis, the Christian fascist senator from North Carolina, in a statement on Saturday, pointed to the agreement made by the Democrats that they were not going to do this as long as the Republicans did do that. And he called Judge Wynn's reversal, quote, a slap in the face. A slap in the face. Because the judge decided to remain active. That, to the Christian devils, is a slap in the face. They can lie, cheat, steal, rape, bugger, destroy, have incestuous relations, violate the 10 Commandments, piss all over the Bible, laugh at Jesus H. Christ, but they can still be redeemed. However, if a democratically appointed federal judge decides to reverse his decision, that is a slap in the face. Tillis said this, quote, Judge Wynn's brazenly partisan decision to rescind his retirement is an unprecedented move that demonstrates some judges are nothing more than politicians in robes. End quote. I mean, the balls of this guy to make that kind of a statement, for a Christian devil to make that kind of a statement. A brazen partisan decision. Oh, really, Thom Tillis? And what the fuck do you have an H in your first name? Is it Thom? Thom Tillis? So Tillis, as well as the Senate Minority Leader now, the hideously disgusting Mitch McConnell, they both suggested that Judge Wynn would face ethics complaints and requests for recusal in cases involving the incoming Trump administration if these judges backtracked on their retirement plans. I'm going to retire. Well, no, I changed my mind. Well, now you got to recuse yourself from any case involving more Trump criminality. And the Democrats continue to make deals with these fuckers. It's, you know, we understand that the Christian devils who devour the Republican Party are Christian devils. But you know, I continue to hold out some hope for Democrats, which, by the way, now is pretty much, what? Pick a number, 75, 80, 85% down the shitter because of what the Democrats are doing now that the orange bastard and the South African immigrant and the Hindu have taken over the government of this country. And the Democrats are sitting there, currently, Democratic appointees make up 9 of the 15 active judges on the appeals court in this district that covers North and South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and Maryland. Now, this particular circuit, what is it, the Fourth Circuit? Apparently, and I mean, who pays any attention to this? I don't pay attention to this stuff, do you? Until it blows into the public consciousness like this situation, where a Christian devil from North Carolina, a senator, can accuse a judge who changes his mind of being brazenly partisan and should be recused from any case that he might be on schedule to hear involving the Trump administration. It's insane. But this Fourth Circuit, according to CNN, it's been the site of sharp judicial confirmation fights in the past. Judge Wynn himself, the one that we're talking about, was first nominated for the court in 1999, but his confirmation was shit-canned for years because then North Carolina Senator Jesse Helms, a Christian fascist that would just embarrass their shit out of Jesus H. Christ, but Jesse Helms, that's what we called him when I lived in North Carolina, we took out the L. Jesse Helms, opposed Judge Wynn. Wynn was finally confirmed 11 years later. That's how long his nomination languished. Because Jesse Helms, until that rotten fucker finally died and is rotting somewhere in a cemetery now, until he got out of the way. Now, additionally, under the orange bastard Donald Trump, when he was president, Republicans ended the so-called blue slip rule for circuit nominees that required those nominees to have the support of their home state senators in order to advance. So that is gone because, well, the Christian fascists knew that in states that still had Democratic senators, that they would use the rule that the Christian fascists put in place to deny people like the judge we're talking about, James Wynn, a seat on the federal bench. Now, this blue slip rule continues to exist for district court nominees, but not for the appellate court. The appellate court is the last stop before the Supreme Court in terms of how a case works its way up the judicial ladder. And in a floor speech earlier this month, Mitch McConnell selected both Wynn and a 6th District Judge, Jane Branstetter Stanch, with warnings that they better not do what Judge Wynn did. And like Wynn, Judge Stanch track on retirement plans because she did not formally step down when Biden named her replacement. And as of earlier this week, Judge Stanch, Jane Branstetter Stanch, was still listed on the list of future vacancies for this particular segment of the judiciary. But that was earlier this week. Now it turns out that all 3 of the judges in question, only in question because the Christian devils couldn't stand the fact that the orange bastard would now be deprived of further fucking up the federal judiciary. But now it appears all 3 of these appellate court judges in the different districts around the country have said, whoa, stop, back up, wait just a second. No, I'm not going to retire. Fuck no. Well, I doubt if Judge Stanch put it that way or if any of them put it that way, but as you know, that's probably the way I would put it. Fuck no, I'm not going to retire. And let the orange Nazi appoint and destroy even more of the federal judiciary? Nah, I think I'll pass on that. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.